Ooh, yeah.
Alright, y'all, what's up, man? It's your boy Anthony Bustle here, and today we are going to be doing the first episode of Chefing with Anthony Bustle, or Anthony B, whatever y'all want to call me. And today we're going to start it off with some mac and cheese, some steak bites, and 2 sets of vegetables. When I say 2 sets of vegetables, I mean we're going to use some asparagus for one, and then we're going to use some onions, some zucchini, some red pepper, and green pepper. Now, I have personally never tried this recipe before, but I'm actually looking forward to how it's gonna come out. If y'all can do me one favor before we get started, make sure y'all drop a like, and if I hit that sub button on this channel, if y'all got anything y'all want to see me cook in the future, like, I don't know, some zuppa toscano soup, chicken, tacos, nachos, pulled pork, I don't know, go ahead and drop it in the comments. But otherwise than that, let me shut up and let's get to it. Alright, so we're gonna get started. Just go ahead and throw some water in the pot, fill it up about halfway. Next, go ahead and throw your elbow mac and cheese in there. Throw a little bit of salt in the water. Guess it just helps to add some flavor, and go ahead and put that to a nice medium heat. Next, we're gonna go ahead and cut up a little bit of garlic. I'm gonna use the clove this time. When you do it, you want to make sure you give it a good crack. Then after you crack it, you want to peel it off and give it a nice little dice, and it should come out like that. Or another way you can do it, you can just go to the store and grab you some garlic. Alright, next we're going to start off with the cheese sauce. You want to make sure you get you some blocks of cheese, but you want to get some mild, some medium, and last but not least, some pepper jack cheese. And you want to go ahead and get at a good little shred, and it should come out looking exactly like this, nice and shredded. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and get started. We typically use flavor, guys, but we're going to start it off with some lemon and garlic, a little bit of some everything spicy, some onion powder, give it a good little nudge in there, some total seasoning for cooking and grilling, one of my favorite things to use in mostly any other meal, some garlic powder, and last but not least, some Himalayan pink pepper salt and some Frederick Supreme pepper. And at the end, it should come out looking like this. You can stir it if you want. Now we're gonna get to the sauce. Go ahead and cut up about a half a stick of butter, add the garlic to it, and just start to stir it up a little bit until it starts kind of blending in, and it should start fizzing a little bit and look like that. Next, you're gonna go ahead and throw about 2 or you can go with 3 tablespoons of flour, and just go ahead and give it a mix until it's completely starting to fizz up like how you see in the video. Next, you're gonna go ahead and throw in some milk. I poured about a half a gallon of that milk in there, so if you want to go more than that, you can. Next, go ahead and hit it with them seasonings that you had earlier, and just start to stir it up for a quick little second. Then after you follow that up, go ahead and put some cream cheese in there and the shredded cheese that you mixed up earlier, but just be aware of how much you put in there, because I made a mistake doing that. Go ahead and give it a little bit of a stir. Next, you're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of some heavy cream, and if you really want to, you can add a little bit more cheese in there, but just be wary of, again, how much you add. And when you finally finish, it should come out looking exactly like this, nice and cheesy. Then you want to make that transition and put that sauce in the bowl that you put the macaroni in, and go ahead and give it a nice good wrap around or stir, however you want to call it. I'm doing this with one hand, so it's a little bit tricky. Then following that up, you want to go ahead and figure out what pan you want to put it in, and go ahead and add it in there. But once you do it, make sure you give it a good pat down, just because you are going to put another layer of cheese on here. Now, where I messed up at was, again, I used too much cheese, so I had to get pretty dang creative to make this work. I went ahead and used some Buitoni Parmesan cheese and some Mexican style 4 cheese from Meyer, and I would say the mac and cheese came out pretty good. So now we're gonna go ahead and get started on the vegetables. Go ahead and slice up some pieces of some green pepper and red pepper, and make sure you cut them into long, nice sliced pieces. If you want to dice them, you can, but I typically like to go with my vegetable slice, just because it's more filling. Next, you want to go ahead, after you cut those up, go ahead and cut up the onion. Make sure you cut the onion in nice long sliced pieces, because again, it's more filling. Now you want to go ahead and add those to a bowl real quick. Go ahead and use some grapeseed or olive oil, and give those a good mix. And once you go ahead and do that, you want to hit that with some onion powder, some total seasoning, some lime and chili seasoning, and last but not least, some lemon and garlic. And you want to go ahead and get that a good little mix, and it should come out looking like this. Next, you want to go ahead and prepare it on a platter with some aluminum foil. Then you want to try to go ahead and wrap it up nice and securely so it is completely closed. At the end of the day, it should look like this. If you need to, go ahead and add another layer of aluminum foil over just to make sure it's securely closed. Now we're gonna get to the asparagus. We starting off with the lime and chili seasoning. So again, some lemon and garlic, some total seasoning, and we're gonna go ahead and get at a good mix. And once we done, we're gonna transfer this over into a tray with some aluminum foil on it. And if you notice, I got some butter and some garlic on there. I forgot to do that with the other vegetables, so make sure you do that. Make sure that the asparagus is nice and secure just like the other vegetables, and you can go ahead and put that and the mac and cheese in the oven. Have the oven set to 400 and give it 45 minutes. Next, we're gonna go ahead and get started with the steak. I already pre-seasoned mine before we started this video, but make sure you go ahead and dice them into nice little thin pieces like this. But what I went ahead and did before I seasoned my steak, I put some garlic and herb paste on it, threw in a little bit of some lemon and garlic, some total Italian seasoning, some steak and chop rub, some garlic powder, and I threw in a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. But next, we're gonna go ahead and put all of this into a bowl and go ahead and throw in some grapeseed oil. If you got olive oil, you can use that, and just give it a quick little mix. After that, go ahead and throw it in a cast iron skillet. If you got olive oil, you can use that, or grapeseed oil. Next, go ahead and throw a piece of butter on that. Just move the butter around, and this is something I prefer to do. I like to put a lid on top of my cast iron skillet just because you can see all of that steam that's in there, and typically that'll help it cook faster. But go ahead and take it off, move the stick of butter around a little bit more, just kind of get the juices on the pan a little bit more. Then move those pieces around and let them cook. Go ahead and put your cover back on, but once you take it off, your steak should look exactly like this, and you'll know it's done because you don't see any bit of pink in it. But the mac and cheese and vegetables are done, so let's start to wrap this up. You can see the steam. You see the steam coming on. Ooh-wee! And golden brown on the top. And remember, I ran out of cheese. Ooh, yeah. Quick little taste test for the mac and cheese. Hot. That's it. All right, y'all. As y'all can see, I'm pretty confident I did my thing here. The mac and cheese came out great. The steak looks phenomenal. And both vegetable entrees look fantastic to where I know I don't need to taste it because it's gonna be good. So I think we can call this video what it is and say I think it's a wrap. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I do look forward to hearing some feedback. Make sure y'all go ahead and drop a like on this video. Hit that sub button for me for more content. If it's any type of recipes that you guys want to see, go ahead and put it in the comment section and just get me either try to help me step outside the box to think about new stuff to cook. But otherwise than that, y'all stay safe, stay blessed, stay tuned, and I'm out.